Hello there. We're back with another Bearded Babble, believe it or not. Tonight, as you can see, I have a very special guest, Rowan Atkinson, also known as Mr. Bean. Those of you who know that Mr. Bean is a part of our every single day. There isn't a day that goes by where this man right here isn't a major part of our days. Every morning, Jaden starts off with watching a Mr. Bean episode. It's called Back to School. It's a very funny episode where he goes to like a back to school type thing and he gets involved in a bunch of stuff. But at the end, his car, his infamous Mini Cooper Classic, which I actually have one of these in the garage. I actually built one for Jaden, gets crushed by a tank. It's painful for me to watch, loving this car and having built this car, to watch it every single day, sometimes numerous times, get crushed by a tank over and over again. Jaden enjoys it. He has a stuffed animal tank that he drives over a stuffed animal Mr. Bean car, and it's just part of our every single day. Mr. Bean, the laughter, and I think the important thing about it is, Jaden was a big fan of Mr. Bean before he got sick. I'll touch on that a little bit. Some know, some don't know. My son was stricken with bacterial meningitis at the age of 3.5. Really. Easiest way to put it, it messed him up really bad. Strokes, seizures, left him a deaf mute. We deal with stuff every single day. It's been 20 years, close to 20 years now, I think, of just nonstop daily stuff. But the laughter, again, Mr. Bean was there before Jaden got sick, and it was a weird thing after Jaden, everything that he went through when he was left a deaf mute, and we didn't know how to communicate with him, how to get him into things again. But Mr. Bean was the perfect fit because, if you know, Mr. Bean's comedy is very little speaking. I think in Mr. Bean Holiday, he may say 2 lines the entire movie. It's all physical, and that's what we do a lot of. We do a lot of physical stuff in this house. It's a lot of falling down. It's a lot of bumping. It's a lot of dropping. It's just a lot of silliness. That's very important, to have that silliness in our home every day, to have Mr. Bean in our home every day. We have pretty much everything you can get Mr. Bean. Here in America, he's not as big as he is pretty much everywhere else in the world. It's funny, I'll go to car shows and I'll have the Mr. Bean car there, and I'll have even this cardboard cutout standing next to the car, and I'll have people not know who he is, or they'll be like, oh, that's the guy that did that thing in the Olympics thing. I'm like, if that's all you know him for, please keep walking. Mr. Bean is God in our home. Again, it's just about laughter. It's about creating laughter any way that you can. You don't have to speak to create humor. And that's what we do a lot of, Jaden being the deaf mute that he is. Our humor, our comedy in this house is slapstick. It's Three Stooges. It's Abbott and Costello. Abbott and Costello is another one we watch an awful lot of in this house, just because it's hilarious to watch. You don't have to even turn the volume on. It's great. But again, the Mr. Bean is a big part of our day. Like I said, I have maybe one day I'll take the mic and camera outside and I'll show you the classic car. Also have a newer Mini. Was the first tribute car that I built, and then I got the classic. Probably going to be selling the newer tribute car. It's what is that, like an '05 convertible Mini, I think, which I made look like, the Mr. Bean Mini. But that's got to go because my daughter's got to get a car soon, so that's got to be sold, and then we got to get her something fun, and we'll build something fun for her. Speaking of which, I got a big shout out to my daughter. Thank you very much for helping me along here. I'm having, again, nothing but issues with things, trying to figure things out, and she has stepped in, and she has become my producer, my mentor, my savior for this podcast. She's going to be doing a lot of the work on this, a lot of the behind the scenes, putting it all together and helping me learn as we go. And I'm hoping to have her sit in the seat one of these days too. But again, just getting back to the simple fact of the laughter, and how important the laughter is in our house every day, with the stress, with the chaos of the unknowing of Jaden's illness. It changes on a daily basis. It changes on an hourly basis. He can get up in the morning and he can be having a wonderful day, and we can be laughing and playing and watching Mr. Bean and doing all sorts of great things. And then he can have a big seizure, and and then the whole day can completely change. Some days it's weird because some days a big seizure can actually reset his brain, and he comes back and he's even stronger. And then there's some days he can have a seizure and just the rest of the days pretty much not much. He's unable to focus. He's unable to get back into things. So we don't know. So again, it's important to have Mr. Bean sitting by us at all times, whether it's a video, whether it's a toy, whether it's a game, no matter what it is. It's important to have that laughter always around. And that's what we try to do here in this house. That's what I think we try to do for the world too. It's easier to laugh. I mean, there is a lot of stress. There is a lot of pain. There's a lot of long days that you just can't wait for them to be over. You can't wait for the nurse to get here at night. When we have nursing, that's another thing. Depending on when we have nursing and we don't have nursing, then that turns into a long night of us just continuing being the doctor, being the nurse, being the pharmacist. But that's why it's important, and I'll keep saying that over and over again, how important it is for us and how important it is for everyone just to laugh to get through the pain, whatever you're going through, whatever you're carrying on your shoulders. We all carry a different weight, and I think it's important that you deal with that weight with different things, with what helps you in a good way. There are a lot of different ways of dealing with what you're going through in life. There are healthy ways and then there are unhealthy ways. I believe that laughter is probably the healthiest way to deal with it. Helps with the stress, helps with the chaos, helps ground you, get you back on track. And then there are days too, as I move my cup of water, you can see my little friend here. There are days that's important too. I break out the Banana Bros cone maker there, throw a little bit of herb in there, and that'll take the edge off too. Again, it's important to not let the stress get to you, to not let it build too much. Again, I'm just babbling. That's what this is. This is Bearded Babble. I got Mr. Bean sitting next to me, and I'm just talking about how important laughter is to us. And again, as I said, I believe for everyone to laugh and to not let that stress build up. Find what makes you laugh and do it. Another thing too, we watch a lot of stuff with my daughter at night too. When we do have nursing, we're able to spend time. We're able to find things with her to be able to watch and to be able to laugh with. My wife and I like to watch a lot of comedies, a lot of behind the comedy scene stuff, a lot of the documentaries that have been coming out lately about comedians and comedy. I think it's wonderful to see the truth behind it, to find out what makes comedy work, because comedy is what makes you happy and what makes you smile and makes your day better. But yet when you even learn, even like a Rowan Atkinson, how he even says how his comedy, how when he films something, he will film it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. He's a perfectionist. He says to the point where he even realizes that it's chaotic, I guess, insanity. So even the making of comedy sometimes is difficult, and it's weird that the final product brings you so much joy, but behind it, there's, I don't know about if pain is the right word, agony, chaos, but I think that's what's behind comedy in general, and I think I've learned that too, being privileged to be around the comedy world so much and to be around so many amazing people in comedy. And I'm not saying this is everybody, but I'm saying a lot of what creates comedy is pain. It's a lot of, and again, I've said this before on my Bearded Babble IG Lives so many times, and I'll say it again that I miss being on the stage. So I'm trying to create this to fill that void, I guess. Because the stage was therapy for me. The stage was getting up there. The stage was joking about our days, joking about the serious issues in our home, joking about my son having seizures and what we go through every day, because being able to laugh at it helps. Does it help a lot? It helps enough. And I think that's important. Again, to help enough to get you through your day, to find the laughter, to find, I'm going to take a Dave Grohl quote, famous, one of his favorite lines, find the glitter in the litter. And I think that that's important. You got to find the glitter in the litter, because if everything is dark and dirty and trash and you feel like it's all going to hell, you got to find it. You got to find, where's that spark, where's that energy, what's going to keep you going, what's going to make you laugh, what's going to put a smile on your face. And that's important, to find that and create it. I talked about in the last, just the podcast that I did the other day, I basically said you got to create your own happiness. And that's what this is. This is creating my own happiness. We create a lot of our own happiness in the house with the silliness and the crazy stuff we do. And this is just a further thing to share it. This is a further thing for me to be able to sit here again with Mr. Bean or whoever I'm going to have there. I had Robin Williams yesterday, and today I have Rowan Atkinson. So I think I'm doing pretty good so far. That's two pretty good ones. Again, just trying to figure it all out. I still don't know exactly what's going on here with all the the sounds but we're trying to figure it out. Thank you. Trying to keep you happy. I got to put some good sounds in there. I got to figure out how to work that a little bit better. But again, it's just getting on here. I'm literally, we're in the middle of a crazy day. I just did therapy with my son. I was going to wait till later tonight to try to do this, but I didn't want to stay up all night again. So we're getting ready to get dinner ready. And I said, you know what, let me just come down and let me just do this, because it's here and I can. And that's the important thing. And I will. I'll keep doing this. Again, 2 views, 200 views. I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this for anyone else that feels that it inspires them just to do something. Create your happiness, create your humor, create your fun. Make sure that you have laughter next to you at all times. It's important. Like I said, it's what gets us through most days here in this house is laughter. There are some very tough days when we barely have laughter, and believe me, those days are not good. Those days sometimes take days, if not weeks, to recover from. So you got to keep the laughter going. Got to find the comedy, whatever it is. Laugh every day. Laughter is the best medicine. I will say that, and I think that's what I'm probably going to title this one is laughter is the best medicine. So find what makes you laugh. Find what makes those around you laugh. And share the laughter, because that's an important thing too. If you can share laughter, if you can help make other people laugh, you're doing a service for the world. You're doing a service for humanity. So thank you to anyone out there in any way, shape, or form that creates laughter and shares it with the world. Again, whether it's with the one person or whether it's with 1 million person. If you're just sending that good, positive, laughing energy out there to the world, then that's a good thing. And that's all you can ask for. So keep doing that. On that note, like I said, it's going to be dinner time here shortly, so I'm going to get going. I'm sure Mr. Bean has things to do. Again, thank you for joining us here, and I'm going to be back very soon because, like I said, we're just going to keep this going. Have no idea who's going to be in that seat for the next one. Stay tuned. Let's find out together. All righty. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. And again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace, love, and laughter.